Choices. We're faced with them every day. I mean, you wake up at a certain time. Choice. You decide what you want to wear, how you want to do your hair, what to eat for breakfast, the route you go to work, how you interact with people at work or at home or at school, whatever it is. Choices that we make every day. Some choices have smaller impact, some have larger. But what we're talking about here is the choices that we tend to think that don't have a reaction. For every action, there's a reaction. Sometimes equal, sometimes larger. It's that ripple effect. We live in a society that's so quick to point blame and point the finger. We live in a society that instead of taking ownership as parents for our children's obesity rate, we blame fast food restaurants, or we blame the cafeteria at school, or we blame all the junk food that's available instead of taking blame upon ourselves and allowing our kids to eat nothing but junk, right? Choices. No one made your kid eat that. You allowed that. Your choice had that reaction. Choices of, if you're dealing with being overweight or obesity yourself, you've made choices in your life that have got you to that point. Now I get it. There are some of you that have, different ailments and conditions that prevent you from losing the weight you would like. But overall, I think in the bigger scheme of things, the greater percentage, most people struggle with weight because of choices. Because instead of eating that grilled chicken with green vegetables, they're eating fast food to go. Again, it's choices. We don't look at ourselves in the mirror the way we should. We react after it's way extreme. Our choices have met the extreme when our heart is about to fail, or we develop diabetes, or when the marriage is falling apart and we quickly react, okay, I need to do something quick to fix this. Let's go on a honeymoon or another honeymoon or a trip, right? We react. We kind of react to contact instead of be proactive in our choices and think, before I decide this, where will this lead me? I would say before making a decision or choice to consider what the extreme could be for you. And I would say not for everything, but think about this. If your habit is eating fast food and eating out every day, think of what the extreme of what that looks like. If your habit is not working out, not going to the gym, not having any kind of cardiovascular exercise or anything of that nature, think about where that's going to lead you 10, 20, 30 years down the road. Short-term, long-term. It's going to have short-term and long-term effects on your life. Choices. Who we date. Who we marry. Who we allow in our inner circle. Those choices dictate everything. Our integrity. Being honest at work. When you think no one's looking, well, I'm going to take this pen, I'm going to take this paper, I'm going to take this little item out of the office. No one's going to know. But then when it ends up happening, those choices have a snowball effect. And before you know it, you're stealing money because you've been getting away with it this entire time. And finally you get caught and wonder why you got fired. Choices. Big and small. It's almost like tossing a ball on a wall. Depending on where I throw it, it's going to come back to me a different way. If I throw it to the left, it's going to come back to me on the left. If I throw it to the right, it's going to come back. If I throw it really hard, it's going to come back at me harder. So again, making decisions in our day-to-day life, making choices, depending on what choice you make, it's going to come back at you in a certain way. Good and bad. Small and big. Fast and slow. I had a saying that my mom used to tell me that my great-grandmother used to say, truth is like the corn, it always comes up. But I would say even deeper still, choices are like the seeds we plant. Eventually, we're going to reap a harvest of something. Whether it's wheat or the tares, whether it's grass or the weeds, either way, our choices are going to lead us somewhere. The question is, how are you going to make the right ones for you that are going to help benefit you in the way that helps grow you and strengthen you, that doesn't hurt others, that helps benefit you and grow? I mean, think about the choices you've been making lately. Are they good? Are they productive? Have you made choices in the past that have kind of had the same result? It's like that saying, what got you here won't get you there. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result, maybe you should try a different thing, a different choice, a better one. Something that's going to help grow you. Maybe the diet you're on isn't working because you really haven't been committed. Because you're on those trend diets. You try a diet for a week or two, maybe a month, and then you give up because you're not seeing ultimate results, quick, fast results like the infomercial says, so you give up. Then you try the next one. Same with the different workout programs that are out there. You try one workout program and you try it for a week or two, no results, so you give up. We have to stick to our choices as well, especially the good ones. Sometimes the results aren't always quick and fast. We're in a society of fast food, fast cars, fast internet, everything, right? We want fast results. That doesn't always happen. But some choices, there are quick results. If you're speeding on the road, guess what? Most likely, if there's a cop on the road paying attention, you will get a speedy ticket. Like that. Some choices have instant results. If you're drunk driving, there's a big chance that there's an instant result of death, dismemberment, hurt, loss of life, loss of finances, loss of a job even. Our choices matter. What it boils down to is ownership. Ownership of your choices. No one's making you throw that ball against the wall at a high velocity speed. When you get hit in the head, when the ball ricochets, right? If there was a target on this wall and my goal was to hit that target, but if I threw it on a different side of the wall away from the target and I keep wondering why I'm not hitting the target and why it's hitting me a certain way, then it's because of choices. I'm choosing not to hit the target anymore. I'm choosing to miss the mark. That word, miss the mark, have you ever heard the word sin? We think of sin as doing bad things, right? We think of sin as being evil and being against God and those kind of things, right? The word sin comes from an archery term. It means to miss the mark. It means to miss the bullseye, right? A sin. A sin in its simplest form is just we're missing our potential. We're missing our good choices. We're missing our moments because we decide to do our own thing. Choices. We're missing our optimal body health because of poor eating choices, our lack of exercise, because we're watching TV 24/7. Choices. How often do we take ownership of them and say, yeah, that's mine. I did that. I guarantee you, if we took ownership of it more, we would be less prone to repeating our past, repeating history. I think that's why the world around us tends to repeat history so often, because people don't own the choices they've made and make excuses for them. They blame others. They cast blame. I would say the first step to really growing and learning and moving forward is owning your choices. You have to own it. You have to look yourself in the mirror and have an honest, self-aware assessment of yourself. Who am I? What have I done? How can I get better? I have a leader that I work with. He always says, don't be sorry, be better, right? Don't be sorry, be better. Because sorry doesn't necessarily mean you're actually going to change. Sorry just means, sorry I got caught. Sorry I messed up. Oops. That's more of an oops, right? That's what sorry is sometimes. But what if we did better? What if instead of making the mistake, not just make the mistake and just move on and clean up the mess, but make the mistake, clean up, and do better. Make better choices. Make better choices for your relationships. Make better choices for your work, for your body, for your mind. Maybe instead of watching the mindless TV, put the TV remote down and read a book. Have a conversation with someone. It's all about choice. But we have to own it. We have to do better. And then, above all else, keep making the right choice for you. But it all starts with ownership and self-awareness. I'm Coach AJ, and you're just watching another episode of Living Fully Fit as we look at being self-aware in our mind and looking at how to make the right choice. Take care. If you like what you watch, make sure to subscribe down below. Also, check me out on Facebook, Living Fully Fit on Facebook. There's a lot of good dialogue and content that will help benefit you and help you grow as we look at the whole spectrum of what living fully fit really means. Take care.